Hello everybody, I'm Brett Jr. at Jerome Country Market, and I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in and watching our show.
We got the biggest, greatest backstrapping buck bull in the history of venison right here at Jerome's, and let's celebrate the sacred flesh and real Michigan.
So the Jerome Country Market Buck Bowl to us is a family tradition that goes back for years. We all get together and tell stories, show off what we shot, and get ready for the next evening's hunt. So we have the Buck Bowl every year just to bring everyone back out and celebrate the season's harvest and the families getting together and the traditions that we bring up with our family and our kids and our grandparents. Well, I think it's important to our community that everyone gets to go out and come back and meet at one local spot and be together and celebrate what they've achieved during their hunt. Well, at Jerome Country Market, I think people get most excited about showing up and seeing the great big deer, comparing what they've shot to what's sitting on the ground, and the hope and dream of going out the next morning and seeing that same thing and being able to take that home and put it on your own wall. What I get most excited about here is watching the kids going out and getting their first deer, and excited to have that opportunity to win the four-wheeler from TC Power Sports, and the kids just go nuts when they win it. Their parents bring them back time after time, and every time they're in the market, they're like, hey, remember me? I won that prize, I shot that buck. They never forget it. When people show up here at the market, I hope they're greeted by kind employees. I hope that they are coming to something that's unique, that they haven't seen before, that isn't your local supermarket. I hope they find some quality meat that's had our special seasonings and touches and things that they can't get somewhere else, and know that we take pride in it.
Bring your deer to Jerome Country Market for processing. For the best jerky, summer sausage, hunter's links, or specialty smokes and flavors, no one does venison like Jerome Country Market.
Country Market, we sell taste, one bite at a time.
My name's Howard Turner. I'm from Coldwater, Michigan. I've been hunting for years and years and years, and I've been using the Jerome Country Market for longer than I can remember. But I'm retired. I'm 80 years old, so it's about time for the retirement. But I love hunting, been hunting for all my life. This is I got one or two. You probably can't see them, but I got another one in the back there. It was a big deer. This is a good sized deer. My family likes deer meat, so we eat a lot of it. I was in the Army for 21 years, infantry, and so the outdoors is of real interest to me, and hunting just kind of came natural with that, and my hunting ability helped me. I was in the infantry most of that, was 21 years, so that helped me quite a bit. I like hunting, I like the outdoors, I like walking through the woods, if nothing else. And whether I get something or not, I still like hunting. And there have been years when I've not gotten a thing. This year I got two. Last year I got a couple. I usually get two nice bucks. Of course, the Michigan bucks. Now I've hunted down in Georgia and North Carolina, places I've been stationed. And the Michigan bucks are all corn-fed and soybean-fed, so they're real tasty. My family likes eating them, and we just really like deer. Now I got 2 sons that hunt. Grandson, in fact, one of the antler racks back here is from my grandsons. I got the first one this year. He's 11 years old, so he's starting kind of a family tradition. I like the comradeship with the other hunters. We come out, we got a place up in Kolokithas, Michigan, and lots of deer, lots of fun. Weather like today is just perfect weather. Yesterday, not so much. 50-mile-an-hour wind, that kind of blew you right off your feet. But it's a chance to commune with nature, if you want to put it that way. So I really like it. And I'd say I'm 80. I hope to be doing this when I'm 90. Well, I've tried a couple others over the years, and they just do a fantastic job. They have a real good selection of things they do with the deer meat. I mean, our favorite, we get the summer sausage, we get deer sticks, we get jerky, and it's all really good. Now, I've tried making jerky myself. Didn't come out real great. These guys do a great job. So that's why we've been coming here. I try to take at least every other year 1 doe for every 2 bucks, just to try to balance the herd a little bit. I know it's got to be my current location since 2000. About the year 2000, I've taken 62 deer in that period of time, all off my own property. So quite a few. Just keep persevering. I mean, the deer are there, and the amount of time you spend in the field is direct relationship to the amount of deer you get. That's probably the most important thing. The other thing is just be careful what you're doing. Be quiet, that type of thing, so you don't scare them. Well, like I say, I'll keep doing it. I'm topped out this year. I got the first day I got one, the second day I got one, so I'm done. That's about it.
Fred here from Jerome Country Market, and we're proud to tell you about our award-winning bacon. Whether it be national or state awards, we invite you to try one of many amazing flavors: original, peppered, Italian, maple, jalapeno, cherry, apple, Cajun, and beef bacon. So come see us and try our award-winning specialty bacon.
Because we make it right here at Jerome Country Market.
Jerome Country Market, we sell taste, one bite at a time.
I'm Crew. I am only 8, and it is 11 point. So when we got back there, it was probably 6, and these 4 does come out, and then this 4 point came out, and then I wanted to shoot it, but I snapped out of it, and then this 11 point comes out. I just got my gun ready just in case, and he was by the woods, and I decided to shot him, and I shot him, and I killed him. My favorite thing about hunting is getting mounts. We got ready, and then we went back, and then we got him. If I went hunting in any of the world, I would go to Alaska. I would hunt a moose in Alaska if I could.
My name's Trent, I'm 9 years old, and I got a 9-point buck. A bunch of other deer came in, and he was the one who, he was the third one that came in, and then the other ones went away, and he laid down right next to our blind for like 30 minutes, and then he got up, and then he went by a other tree and laid down. Then he stopped, and then I shot him, and then he went over to the brush, and that's all. I go hunting with my dad. I got my first gun when I was 7, I think, and it was a 17 and I target practiced with my dad and my grandpa and my uncle. And then my dad got a bigger gun, and then we started going hunting. And I was like 7, and then my first buck came, but I didn't get a good shot on him. My favorite thing about hunting is shooting deer. I like to come to Jerome Country Market because I like to enter my buck in for a prize. I've been hunting for 4 years, and I've got 2 bucks so far.
So I'm the first one to pull the trigger today, and I'm pretty excited for my brother and my dad to go out and have an opportunity on a deer that hopefully will be this class. There are certainly deer larger than this out there, and I hope that one of them will have an opportunity to take one down tonight. So as we were stalking this deer this morning, my son Luke said to me, "Dad, I think you need to go after that one there." And I said, "Well, you know what, son, I don't know if I'm big enough to take a deer that size," but eventually he did talk me into it, and we decided to put a stalk on him, and here he lays. This morning, the experience was incredible. I went out with the owner, Pete Carroll, this morning and hunted Laura's blind. We saw probably 25 or 30 large bucks. This one here kind of caught my eye, and he allowed me to put a stalk on this animal, and he stalked it with me and my son Luke, and we made a nice shot on it, and it's quite a trophy for me. This is the biggest buck I've ever shot. What brought us here was the family-friendly atmosphere, the competitive pricing, and the fact that they actually have wonderful bucks that are all over. You can't miss them. They're walking by you every step of the way. Pete Carroll was there with me, and he put me on this buck, and I shot it with my son Luke this morning. Those of you who have never done a ranch hunt or possibly have had a bad one, we have had some circumstances in the past where we have been told untrue stories, and they just did not have the deer that they claimed to have. This morning, I can attest to you that we saw at least 20 bucks that were at least this big, and I wouldn't go to another place. This is the place that has what they say they have. They treat you like family, and they actually produce what they say they are going to produce for you.
11, 14, 15.
Oh, that's 15. That's 15, baby. Yeah, all day.
Yeah.
You gonna shoot one bigger than this? Is that possible?
Oh,
It is possible at White House Whitetails,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah,
It sure is. There's giants here.
I saw a lot of big deer.
Yes, you did.
White House Whitetails, yeah! Woo! Yeah! Yeah! Look at these rats! This is awesome! Give me some! White House Whitetails rocks! Come get you some!
Hi, Brett Griffiths Jr. here from Jerome Country Market. From the farm to the freezer, we can meet all your processing needs. Whether it is beef, lamb, or pork, wholes, halves, or quarters, we are a processor that meets all USDA requirements. With 5 smokehouses, we're able to get a quick turnaround on your product. Your meat is vacuum sealed using the highest quality standards.
We do all of our processing here at Jerome Country Market.
Come see us at Jerome Country Market, and thank you for supporting our family-owned business.
What brings you guys to Jerome today?
Show the little kid the buck pole, see all the deer.
Is this the first time he's been to it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How old is he?
2.5.
Yeah. Is he interested in seeing the deer?
Oh yeah, he doesn't want to leave.
You've been coming here for a long time?
Oh yeah, ever since I was about this tall.
Tell me about the first deer you ever killed.
I shot a half rack, and then it hit a tree, and that side fell off as well. So.
She ended up with a doe.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing about hunting?
Just getting away from everything, being out by yourself in the woods, no worries. It's a lot of fun. So my favorite thing about coming to Jerome Country Market's buck pull is seeing everyone's success the first 2 days of gun season. It's pretty cool.
I was up in Tawas, northern Michigan, with my 2 brothers and my dad, and we were sitting out opening morning, and it was raining, it was horrible out, but I saw what looked like a really nice sized doe come up over the hill real quick, and I thought she was standing there, just a nice perfect shot, about 150 yards with my 30-06, and I pulled the trigger and it dropped her right there, which was pretty cool. And I went and got my brothers, and we all had a sip of whiskey at 9:30 in the morning to celebrate, and then we went out and walked up on it, and we found out it was a little buck, which is unfortunate, but it was a pretty cool experience to have with my brothers and my dad. So.
Is this your first deer?
Not my first deer, no, first buck though. So I've been hunting for about 7 or 8 years now. Yeah, my favorite thing about hunting is the time with my family, and it's always nice to fill your freezer with some meat that you get. My family has always come to Jerome Country Market. I like to come here because their meat's always good, it's always very well prepared. We love all of their meat, their chicken, their steaks, so they've always done a good job with our venison. Being a woman in hunting, I think, is a great opportunity for us. I don't personally know very many women that hunt, but I think it's just great to sit outside, be some time in nature, and like with my experience, it's always great to beat the boys, and I was the only one to get a deer, so that always feels nice too. Yeah, my family has some rituals. We always do a big prime rib dinner the night before. We always share a couple of Manhattans, and then our ritual is right after we get done hunting, we always have a sip of whiskey.
Hi, BJ here from Jerome Country Market, and we're grilling up some of our pre-cooked brats.
And we have 18 flavors.
And you can only get them right here at Jerome Country Market.
You can try a huge selection of chicken breasts, bacon, and tri-tips.
And what about the brats?
You can only get them here, so take a drive. Come out and see us at Jerome Country Market.
Jerome Country Market, we sell taste, one bite at a time.
What I like about hunting, I really like the tracking part. That's probably the most fun part. But I like just going out there and just sitting there with like my dad or my grandpa and just hanging out together and just having quality time and just like sitting out in the quiet, pretty woods and just relaxing. Well, I hunt with a bow during archery season, and then I hunt with a gun during the gun season. But I think I don't know which one I like better because like a gun can go farther, but when you shoot with a bow, you don't have the kick. That's what I like about shooting with a bow. I like going to Jerome Country Market because, well, it depends where you are, but in the front, it smells really good, and they have really yummy stuff there. I started hunting when I was about 4. That's when I shot my first deer. I shot a doe. When I first went, I got told to be quiet a lot, and when I shot my doe, it wasn't a very good shot, so my dad had to call some of his friends. They had to track it, and then it wasn't gonna die because it wasn't a good shot. So my dad had to tackle it to kill it. Sometimes it's like because you can't talk a lot, and that's like the main big thing that like I don't like about it. But other than that, I just like hunting because of the peacefulness and the quietness and just getting out there and just getting to sit there and enjoy time, whether it's with family or without. And that like thrill you get when you shoot a buck.
I killed a really nice 10-point. We've been watching on our property in the Clark Lake area for like 3 years now. We actually passed him up 3 or 4 times last year, which was really tough because we had a lot of our nice bucks getting shot by surrounding hunters, but it worked out for us because this year he ended up being the biggest buck on our property, and I was lucky enough to harvest him yesterday. My brother, who was hunting on the property, was further down and saw him and gave me a heads up, kind of right at first light, said, hey, he's coming towards you, and I had a decoy out in the field and I was sitting in my blind, and about 20 minutes later he came across the field at 65 yards and I made a perfect shot, and he ran about 70 yards and fell over in the woods. I've been hunting as long as I can remember. I mean, with my dad, going with him even before I could hunt, I always went with him. But I legally started hunting at 10 years old. That's when or 12 years old, I guess, for mine. It switched to 10 after that. So at 12 years old, I started bow hunting, and when I was started, that was all we could do, and so I could only hunt up until opening day, and then I was done until the late archery season. But so this was technically my 15th opening day, and it was my first ever opening day buck that I shot. So it was really kind of exciting for me. So I love hunting just because the camaraderie with family and friends and just being outside and away from any problems in life that anyone's having, like whether it's nationwide or it's personal. You're just out there and you're by yourself and you get to just see things. You go into the woods when the world is asleep, and when you sit there, you get to watch the world wake up, and that usually results in something that's just awesome. I mean, it's just a great experience. Everyone will say probably the prizes. There's the reason they love coming to Jerome for their buck pull especially, but I bring every deer here because the customer service at Jerome is by far, hands down. You get your deer back when they're processed within 3 or 4 days. And I mean, just to come and see all the big bucks on the buck pull, because our area with the Jackson, Lenawee, and Hillsdale County area and Ingham County, they all produce really nice bucks, and people come together, and to get to see them all at once here and not in person and not in a picture that's just online is just amazing. And the staff here is always good and helpful, and if you don't know what to do, you just ask someone and they can show you. I have just tons of memories, and luckily my brother and I have started our own company where we film all our hunts and everything. And so our last name's Wright, so we named it Right Way in the Outdoors. So that's just even better because my brother and I have filmed so many successful hunts or out fishing or anything that we have saved these videos and we've edited, and so we have these videos forever. But I mean, hunting with my dad, he just takes you out, and like he taught us everything we know. And I mean, from firearm safety to just how to understand nature, to where it doesn't matter if you hear birds take off, a certain bird, and you know, or you hear a squirrel chirping, you know, okay, there's probably something over there making that animal make that noise that's gonna benefit you in the long run. So.
You're married?
Yes, I'm married, yes.
Take your wife hunting?
Actually, my wife is a very avid hunter. We've been married for 5 years now. That was a trick question right there. But so she didn't hunt at all when we started dating in high school. And so I got her into hunting and slowly developed it. And last year she actually harvested a 140-inch 12-point. So she's into it just as much as I am, and it benefits me because she knows that it's a passion of mine, and she lets me pursue it as much as I need to, and she's also right there along my side to do it.
Do you have kids?
No, we're expecting one in April actually.
So tell us, is your kid gonna hunt?
Oh yes, he will definitely be hunting as soon as he can be out in the woods and be quiet. He will be going with me for sure.